guys, what's happening, man? Listen, I haven't had a chance to really come out here and just scope it out, look at the motor, so I figured we'd pull the oil pan to try to see maybe what the rotating simply is and get a part number off the pistons. I know that it's Speed Pro forged pistons in it, but I'd like to see if it's got ARP bolts and maybe some rods in it. I think it's stock rods. Mosquitoes. But let me show you what I've already discovered here. So this is the beast that's going to go in my 86 here. And I've kind of just got it on a stand and got it in a spot where I can sit it back out of the way until I'm ready to swap this. But pretty much getting the Mustang ready for TMI, which means I'm not doing anything to it except for washing it before we go. That way we can just get in the car and roll, and I don't have to worry about doing this yet. Plus I want to look it over anyways. But checking out the motor, I was curious if it had studs or bolts on it. It does have some ARP head bolts. They're a little rusty, but nonetheless they are ARP. It's got the ceramic coated headers, and it's got a low car dipstick. It looks like it's there, but it is quite short, and it's missing a header bolt. I checked to make sure that wasn't broken into the block or into the heads, and it's not, so that's good. We just need to get another bolt and put it up in there, maybe bend that so it'll fit a little bit better, possibly get a longer one or something. So that's cool. Check out the gaskets on. I was able to find a gasket part number on the front of the head gaskets. It looks like just a standard, it is a Felpro gasket, but it's a standard Felpro, so it's not like a multi-layer steel like an MLS like we may want to run for the turbo. Also notice it's got ARP bolts on the intake manifold, so that's cool. The PVC valve gasket looks like it's a little bit cracked, so we'll try to remove that. Looks like we got some sort of an aftermarket fuel regulator, and I don't know what it is. It's probably a little bit better than stock, but anyways. So stock fuel rail and the EGR block plate looks like it's been, I don't know, filled in with some sort of a rubberized sealant here. So I'll probably take some time to remove this and just make a plate, put a gasket on it, put a plate on it. This is a Professional Products. If you guys are aware of this, it does look nice. It could be polished up quite a bit. It's a Professional Products. It's probably a 75 or 76 mil, EGR block and throttle body. Professional Products, I've heard some things about it. Let me open this up. Let's take a look at it. Not that it's bad. It's just a Chinese-made product, and I've heard horror stories, and I've also heard okay things about them. So we're gonna run it because I've got it, and that's the best kind of run. This is gonna fall. Hold on a second. All right. So looking at the mount, I don't know if you guys looked at this mass air or not. It is a Lightning mass airflow, so it's the 4-bolt style, which is perfectly fine. And it looks like it's got the 6-pin, which is not a big deal. You can run the 6-pin on a 4-pin car, which is what the Fox Mustangs are. You just have to identify which 4 of these are and match them up to what would be on its stock. So that's what he did on this motor. He had spliced this into the existing mass airflow harness. He said he put it in and soldered it nice. So it's like the tube was kind of made. It works. I don't know where he got this or this filter. We're going to put a turbo on anyway, so all this stuff's really going to be changed out. So I'll probably just run it until then. So here's the Professional Products. What I did notice, it's got a spring obviously right here in the same stock location, but as I go full throttle, it bounces and hits up against that spring. You can actually feel that tension in the pedal. So we'll try to do something to try to get rid of that. But it is obviously a pretty large throttle body. So let's go ahead, and I may pull a valve cover on it. Take a look at it. I may pull this one here just to check out the rocker arms. It says it's got trick flow rocker arms, so we can pull it and make sure. And I think, let's see what kind of gaskets he has on it here. Looks like a cork gaskets, but the motor's never been really ran, so these gaskets should be good. We should be able to reuse them. If not, we have to get rubber gaskets put on it, and we'll clean those valve covers up. Alright. Well, coming down here, we got the underdrive pulley. So everyone says don't use them. I don't know. I can't imagine they make it that much horsepower. If they do, you're going to get like what, 10? But the key thing to note here is this pulley is much smaller, so you're spinning the belt faster, but you're spinning accessory slower because this is larger. and that's a stock size for your for the power steering pump. So I don't know, guys. I had a guy tell me don't run it, switch this out to a new one, but I'll be honest, man, that is not that much bigger. That is quite a bit smaller. So this means the belt itself is actually going to spin faster, and this is going to spin a little bit slower. So you're underdriving the alternator, not spinning it quite as fast, but I think you're equaling out because the crank pulley is smaller. I don't know. That's just my theory. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so looking at the gasket here on the oil pan, this looks to be your standard cork style gasket instead of the rubber one. So we may get a rubber one ordered here. The block has been, somewhat painted. It is I noticed the part number on the block. It's a correct E7 block. Or no, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was E7 block, I believe. So it should be triple X block. But anyways, I'm gonna get this oil drained. There's two plugs in these pans, if you guys don't know. There's one for the back sump, there's one for the front sump because of the hump here for the K member to go through. So yeah, looks like we got some plain old Autolite plugs. We may want to switch those out to a Motorcraft or something more quality. The what are they called? Smog pump EGR crossover tube has been plugged correctly. Brought some friends home here. That's cool. Yeah. It looks like these are actually studs. This probably come from Trick Flow like that. It's a little rusty, guys. This motor sat. You could tell. But you heard it run, so it does run. Anyways, I also found in the box over here an AC bracket. So what I can do is bolt up the AC bracket in place and actually use the extra AC pump that the car came with, which is over here somewhere, right there. Clean it up a little bit. Now that it's off the car, I can actually power wash it, clean it, and paint it up, make it look decent, so that it can go back on the car. And then we'll get the serpentine belt and the system rigged up for AC. All right. Looks like it was Ford blue at one time and repainted. Okay. Yeah, let's drain the oil on this thing. Okay, you got it. 916. So this oil should be clean, right? Let's see. Yeah. Okay guys, let's get this bolt out here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get the studs out the top here. Probably easier to get this head, this valve cover off without the studs. I don't know if there's enough room with the throttle body. I can always take off the upper intake if I have to, guys. That'd be cool. Yep, I'm gonna have to remove the throttle body. Alright. Okay, you're going to get a little bit of cooling here just because of the EGR passages. Looks like there wasn't the right kind of additive in this car for aluminum, because it looks like there's a lot of aluminum sludge, if you want to call it that. Alright. Okay, this head valve cover should come off now. Okay. Now we do have trick flow valve rockers. Very, very clean valve covers. That's nice. Okay, so the guy wasn't lying to us. That's good. These are 1.60 ratio, stock ratio. Nothing extraordinary here, guys. Just a pretty nice set, like ARP bolts. And I'm going to reuse this cork gasket because it's in good shape. And we got a dual spring there. If they're stock springs, they should be good up to a 600 lift. So they should be pretty good springs. Alright. Okay, I'm going to spin it over and put it on the take the oil pan off. That's a big intake. Okay, I'm going to put on these blue valve covers because I think it looks a lot better. Ha, just kidding. No way. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Okay, what we have here is looks like a fresh rebuild, just what I kind of expected. We've got stock main bolts. We've got some brand new pistons in here. You can't see that those things are absolutely brand new. That's awesome. So that's what we expected. We have a stock E7 crank. And we have a nice clean seal. So this motor looks like it was truly just rebuilt, guys. So I can't really see the piston walls. Actually, you can in this guy right here. Let's get a light in there. Show you guys what's going on here. Now everything looks good. So we got stock pistons. We got Speed Pro forged pistons. I want to look at that part number, make sure they're forged. Looks like they are. And otherwise, the bottom end is 100% stock. It's just fresh rebuilt, so that's great. I'm going to see if I can't find the part number on the oil pump. I'm concerned about the oil pump and the oil pump shaft. We're going to check because I want this to have an ARP shaft, and if it doesn't, we're going to replace the shaft with ARP. That to me just makes sense. You're just going to put it, especially if I put a high volume pump in it, and you want to make sure that that shaft never breaks, because as soon as that shaft snaps, breaks, or twists, oil pressure's gone, the motor's dead. So, it's good insurance, but man, the motor looks good. So, yeah. Looks like a stock Ford pump, but I will check it out. It says M68 there on the pump, so do some research. Be right back. Okay guys, what we have here is a Melling standard volume M68 oil pump. So it is a Melling, not a Ford, so it's been replaced. It looks really new, so that's good. I don't know if I'm going to replace it with a high flow. I'm not sure if it needs a high flow or high volume in me. We do have a nice new double roller timing chain in here. Looks good. Couldn't find anything on the pistons. The number on the bottom is likely serial number. You have to get to the top to actually get the part number off of it to know whether or not they're forged. Looking at them, they don't have a cast seal or a cast line on them, which means they're most likely forged. I'll double check that, but what I can tell here, these are most definitely or most likely forged pistons and not cast. So everything that I've seen so far has been 100% true to what the gentleman told me. So that's great. I feel pretty good about this. I'm going to put the oil pan back on. We'll go ahead and get a new gasket for it, ordered, get it in. And yeah, because this thing buttoned back up. But there's no doubt in my mind that this motor is freshly rebuilt. I'm not going to go as far as taking the cowl. I can see the main bearing. I can see the thrust bearing here. I can see the mains. And it, to me, looks really polished, new, and very clean. And that's awesome. But we do have a stock rotating assembly with forged pistons, so we're no better off than a stock motor, except for the top end's going to be awesome. And that's what we've got. So that's what we're going to work with. Okay guys, that's it for now, man. We're going to come back later, and I need to put oil in it. We need to change the oil pan, oil gaskets, and possibly the oil pump to a high volume. It's got a standard volume milling in it. It's probably just fine, but I need to make sure that this is capable of put a turbo in it. So when I get a new oil pan or replace an oil pan, we're going to weld in a spot filled oil return for the turbo. That way, when this motor's in the motor, when the motor's in the car, I don't have to worry about doing that with it. It's impossible to get this pan, guys. You know that. So now that it's out, and believe me, it's fun to work on a motor when it's on a stand. So much easier. We can drill the pan, we can tap it, and go ahead and get the oil return line in it now, ready for the turbo. So that's cool, and that's one less thing I have to do when the motor's in the car. So it looks good. It's everything I expected. It's everything I was hoping for, and I can't wait to get her in the Mustang. It's gonna run. Hey guys, that's it. See you next time. See me soon. Lots to come. Till then, we're going to get ready for TMI, Mustang Invasion. So that's this weekend. Can't wait to go. It's going to be a blast. I just joined the North Texas Fox Spotting Club. A bunch of guys on there already know. A bunch of dudes, some badass fox spotting. We're going to go out this weekend and check them out. Check out the cars, meet everybody. It's going to be awesome. I'll videotape it and I'll put it online. It's going to be fun. So we'll see you next time.